Most people don't fail. They live their entire lives as almosts. Almost starting. Almost changing. Almost becoming. Not because they can't. Because staying in potential feels safer than becoming real. Potential is a perfect hiding place. When you live in potential, you never have to prove anything. You never have to risk looking ordinary. You never have to find out whether you were wrong about yourself. You get to be special in theory, forever. You don't have to build anything to feel important. You just have to imagine who you could be. And imagination is comfortable. Reality is not. Because the moment you try, your potential collapses into something concrete, messy, imperfect, human. And that's terrifying if your identity is built on being capable. Let me say this cleanly. Potential feels like progress, but it isn't. It's a placeholder. It's a substitute for action that feels productive enough to quiet your conscience. You tell yourself, I'm just waiting for the right time. I need to get clearer. I'm not ready yet. I'll start when things calm down. Those aren't plans. They're delays dressed as responsibility. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't want to find out how average you might be, because then you'd lose the fantasy. And the fantasy is perfect, perfectly untouchable, perfectly safe. The imagined version of you never fails, never gets rejected, never embarrasses themselves, never looks foolish. They only exist in your head, and they're flawless there. But the real version of you, the real version has to show up, has to try, has to look inexperienced, has to be seen. Most people would rather protect the fantasy than meet the reality. So they consume, they learn, they plan, they watch videos about growth, they save posts, they nod along, they feel inspired, and then they don't move. Because inspiration feels like movement, but it isn't. It's emotional stimulation, not transformation. Let me say something sharp. If you keep waiting to feel ready, you're choosing to never begin. No one ever feels ready. They feel willing. That's different. Here's something people don't like to admit. Being full of potential is socially celebrated. People say, "You have so much potential. You're going to do great things. You're so talented." No one says, "You're doing the work." Potential gets applause. Execution gets silence. Most people choose applause, but potential expires. Quietly. Not all at once. Day by day. Through postponement. Through comfort. Through distraction. Through choosing easy over honest. One day you wake up and realize you don't feel full of potential anymore. You feel full of regret. That's the trade. Let me ask you something. What are you still calling preparation that is actually avoidance? Don't justify it. Don't explain it. Just notice what comes up. You don't need more information. You don't need more clarity. You don't need a better plan. You don't need permission. You need to tolerate being bad at something long enough to become good. That's it. The version of you that exists in your head is not coming to save you. Only the version of you that takes action can. You don't become real by thinking about who you could be. You become real by doing small, uncomfortable things consistently, even when no one sees, especially when no one sees. Most people aren't afraid of failure. They're afraid of discovering they're ordinary. But ordinary people who act outperform gifted people who don't. Every time. So maybe the real question isn't, do I have potential? Maybe it's, when am I going to stop using potential as an excuse to avoid becoming real and start becoming someone?